So, Pastor Charlie and I just got back from work. Here he is. Hi, cheers. Hi, Charlie. You have fun? Alright, is getting some energy out and glad because it's been it hailed here earlier and it was windy and cold and we like it, but I had some thoughts and I had to get it before. Okay, so, don't ever get lost in Morgellons. This is not a virus, it's not a bacteria, it's not a fungus, it's not, fungus, bacteria, the same one. Anyway, it's a parasite. And look at all around, and there's this surge in, parasite removal, detox, and things like that. And because the new thing is people are experiencing it, and why are they having to buy? Why are the only parasite medications you find are over the counter? Yes, there are some from doctors, but okay, I'm living testimony. 10 doctors. I think I'm misremembering the amount because I know for a fact 10. Okay, and I think I might have missed one or two, okay, but aside from that, my primary care looked at it as like, oh, I don't know, let's go send you to the dermatologist, so, and the allergist, and so I saw them both. Allergists came home, nothing. Dermatologist gave me a cream, gave me some pills, said come back and freaking, I don't know, 30 days, something like that. And, good, no change, no change whatsoever. Oh, try this one now. So a new cream, a new pill. Surprise, surprise. And then a third visit, he finally decides to do a biopsy on the white patch that's on the arm. Mind you, all this time I am completely sober. I'm in a sober living. I'm going through a program and take my meds and everything like that. Everything that I was supposed to be doing, right? I even rode after having a stroke, I can barely walk half the time, and especially then. And I rode my bike there on several occasions, or part of the way to train, and then rode my bike. So I was doing everything to be better and do my part, right? And so go to the dermatologist and he does the biopsy after the come back and nothing. He didn't tell me what it was, or he basically said it came back inconclusive or something like that. And he prescribed again more pills and cream. And this is in Lakewood, California, and it was transitioning. I was coming back to Las Vegas, so my doctors were not going to be here. But I had the California healthcare at the time and Medi-Cal, and I still kept my doctor there because I was tired of going through this process. Again, drive home by myself, and in conjunction with just the doctors in period. I don't know a lot of you know what I'm talking about. And I was not yet connected to the VA. Anyway, so I kept my doctor in Long Beach, at the care clinic, and I continued to see it. I have pictures of poop that I've never seen. It looks like ribbons. You know that ribbon candy? Kind of like that. It was like, and I know I'm describing poop, right? No, you don't understand. There was that, and then a big blood, and then there's like these stick branch things, that on a couple of occasions, and I told my doctor in Long Beach, and they did the stool samples. Nothing came back. Didn't order another one. Did nothing. Nothing came back. okay. All the meantime, this is going in and out. And while I am sober, mind you, I'm having a little, like, minor reactions. And enough to know that there's something there. But but nothing severe. A little eczema. Little dry skin patch to ya. Here, why don't you put some lotion on it? Okay, but you're not listening to me. That's just like a cover. That's like a shell. Okay, because once that goes away, it opens it up into a whole new world. Okay, that's not even it. That's not it. I don't want to pick. You know what I mean? Like, the best way is to do that. But it's like, I don't want to. This is not my skin. So this is just covering up for exactly what I'm talking about, though. The deep underneath, if you were to be able to look closely at my forehead, you'll see the pattern. You'll see it. I'll try to show. I don't know. It's hard to do this and look to see what I'm showing you. I really don't know if you can see that or not. But it's like I say, it's not a perfect circle by any means. It's a circle, like a little amoeba or whatever, and it's got these little points on it, and they vary from there's that I can pretty much state is that there's like 5 to 6 minimum, right? And those things anchor down in. I don't know how it does it. I don't know how something like that can cause so much pain. And they're not even attached by anything. They're like a little thing, and then you'll see they're like a reddish flake. But when they pop up, it remind me of National Geographic or something like that, and it was one of those stick bugs, and it had the tail that it puffed up and made it look like a leaf, and so it would avoid predators, right? And that's what it looked like, that leaf of that bug, like it's a weird shape, it's almost like a Y, but all the sides were fat. You know what I mean? And then one shorter than the other. It was. It's the best I can describe it. I don't know the lame, but that's when you get them up, and I don't know. It's painful. When you mix that with being like apple cider vinegar or baking soda, anything that's not water burns. I mean, so imagine then adding anything to it. I try my best to stay away from the chemicals. I have taken many baths with Tide and bleach, and I don't know. Sometimes it got so bad that I didn't have the other things available, and I mean, I'm joking. I was like, I put some, because I know some of this shit will at least then. Yeah, I'm desperate to get sometimes. But the thing is that if it's not any of those other things, bacteria or virus or fungus or it's none of the drugs that they give you are going to work. Of course, Bactrim, amoxicillin, penicillin, I just don't know. I don't remember. I didn't care to learn them. I thought they'd be on my medical record, right? Check this out. I go to the dermatologist. He says, I tried to get the medical records. Didn't get them from the other in Long Beach or in Lakewood. And so then he doesn't know what medications I've tried. But yet I tell him. When he says, okay, the first day, yeah, I'm going to give you this and this. And I said, I've tried those. We did this. And he goes, and he started explaining the regimen, and I gave it right back to him. I said, and he goes, well, just try it anyway. Just try for 2 weeks. So I just want to see for myself. Oh, so you have all the time in the world, first of all. I mean, because each visit, you're getting paid, and, but I'm the one that's take time. You're here. This is your job. Now, I have to make sure my schedule can be, but I don't have a schedule. I'm just saying, it's the point. It's the principle of things, first of all. Then I'm telling you that I've tried it, and it doesn't work. And you can't get medical records from them, so you're going to have to go start the whole process again. Oh my God, I haven't been through this 50 fucking thousand times. Okay, I'll do your thing, whatever, doctor side has it. And I left there optimistic that at least he was, I had to give him a chance. So then the next morning I come back and, I told him none of the things had gone away, because that's when I had gone to the Dom in Prescott, Arizona, and none of the things had gone away. In the meantime, since our last visit, by the way, I developed this big old thing on my back. Ooh. Let me see that. Okay, so look at it. Okay, so if you are that much in tune with anything in the world, you'll sense that immediate change in comfort level when it comes to something like that. Okay, and I'm very sensitive anyway, and he says, we're going to do a biopsy, so do I. And, he said, give me the benzoyl peroxide and whatever, cream thing. And he tells me to take the bleach bath. And it all is, all that stuff, of course, those are kind of along the lines of the same thing that I've tried. The peroxide, though, the thing it does work really well is that when it is exposed, it helps extract the other shit. Like half that or all that, in the sink is because of that. Because using this and kind of squeegeeing it out. But yet, I can do that with many other things. It just kind of it's a pretty good, gentler scrub, or not even a scrub, but whatever. Comes back, I don't remember the name. I try not to. I know you should, or I'm told you should. I don't, because if I focus on it, that's what I'm going to focus. Or if I learn the name of it, that's what I'm going to focus on. I don't want to do that. I know it's there. I didn't need a name. Okay, I knew it was there a long time ago, years ago, many doctor ago. It doesn't take a whole lot to listen and maybe try something that maybe you're learning something new, right? Or are you kind of trying to avoid any roads that lead down that path or that direction, Because, oh boy. Look at it. Look at it. Look at that's drugs. Drugs are adding some sort of substance to my face and everywhere else. They're making new formations so my face looks different. That does not look like me. You know what the thing is? I have pictures like just yesterday pictures. I haven't done anything today besides smoke a little bit of weed. Right? But from 2 hours from now, I will look different. Okay? And trust me, I'll be making a video and you'll see that. I understand that I talk a lot because here's the thing. When people are having a conversation, one sharing the other with the other some information about something that happened, Oh man, did you hear about Tim? No, what's up? Man, he got a motorcycle accident. Oh, oh, that's all? Yeah, man, it sucked, huh? Yeah, I know, right? And I say that because that's the friendly way of doing it. When you're, what, do you think a stranger's gonna give you more time than that? But you would think if you're paying them, they would, but apparently not. Apparently you're not paying them enough to. Yeah. It's like I want to cry, but I'm angry, and yet I'm content. The reason why I'm content is because there's been a lot of sort of just acknowledging and acceptance. I don't make it too long, but I'll tell you a very quick story. This first time I ever told it, well, a couple of days ago, I told a somewhat new acquaintance that because all this was going on, it's like I can't hide it. And when I was 11 years old, my grandfather died, and my mom told me that he had a stroke at 33, and it was like an instant. It just downloaded. I knew I was gonna have a stroke. I didn't think anything of it. I just knew it, and I'm telling you this now because I've known it since that moment. I've always had it. It wasn't a surprise to me when they told me that I did or that I was having. All right. So then, this is a lot of them. 12. I mean, Mrs. Rickliff's 4th grade class, or I'm sorry, 10. I don't want wrong information. Mrs. Rickliff's 4th grade class. I am having a conversation with friends, and I don't know what the topic was, but I just proclaimed that I wasn't going to live past 50. And I made a joke of it, and I was like, yeah, I have a deal. I'm going to not go past 50. Because after that, it's like, I don't want to work to retire to enjoy a Corvette. You know what I mean? I want to enjoy the Corvette when I'm like 20 and 30. And then when 50, back then, 50 was kind of old. For me right now, 50 is fucking ancient, but anyway, so I was like 50 has been, you've had a good life, right? So I made a joke of it, but I made the joke because I knew, like that's why I picked that, that's why I said that age. I felt it. I felt like I wouldn't be past 50. Then a couple, years, 2 years, 3 years later, I'm with this boy that was the first guy. Like I'd mess around or done things. The first guy that I was with, and I know, really good. And that's not the point. I told him at that point, because I asked him, I was like, do you think you're gay? And he goes, no. He was casual about it, he's like, I think, I like it, but I think I want to be, a woman and a girl and marry or whatever. Because that's like, I think I'm gay. I did, dude, I grew up in Kansas. First of all, you didn't pull a boy. At that time, no. It wasn't like violent, but you just thought like was hell as it was. You're right. Okay, so I told him, and I also told him that because I think I'm going to get HIV, and I remember it clearly. I remember where we were. I don't want to tell you because I don't want to out him. It's not fair. I knew, like, again, I don't think I'm gonna, but I knew. Why else would I say that at 13, never been exposed to it, and whatever, okay? So, come on here. It was in my 20s. when things were progressing for the beginning of my journeys, right? Something hit me and I said, I knew I would get skin cancer. And maybe something else, maybe. But I know for sure skin cancer. I remember saying that. And then 30 comes along, I get diagnosed with HIV, and then 35 comes along and I have strokes. And 45 comes along and I diagnosed with, or like, still, whatever. I have skin cancer. And the other thing was, is that 2 months ago they had taken an x-ray and they found a nodule on my right side. And I had more CT scans over a month or so ago. And this time there was multiple. And so they said, well, it's probably scarring or something. Have you ever been told you have TB? And I'm like, no, I was just tested last month. I know I don't. I never had it. And I said, back in 20, I had pneumonia. That's the only thing. Otherwise, everything's been fine. That part confuses me, because why are you going to wait 6 months for a follow-up when 2 months ago there was one and now there's multiple? Like, I don't think they're just like, hey, here for a minute, we're gonna check out now, or things that weren't there. Oh, or like the one on my thumb, like whatever the fuck this is, that's been there since 2011. These are doctors. I'll get into that. I believe it's all related. So mind you, all that. When I was 16 years old, I became obsessed with, I loved it. Whenever I hear it or replay it multiple times, Tim McGraw's "Live Like You Were Dying," and it's so funny because I had moved to Arizona. One of the reasons I really wanted to be here was because I know that there's like, I love the hiking and all that, but the skydiving, I know I can do it anywhere, but it was just a reason that I wanted to do it here. I had a couple months back made a trip out of my way to go purchase Bible because I just felt a need to start reading. But the song, if you don't know, he said I was in my early 40s, was a lot of life before me, when the moment came and stopped me on a dime. So, I fucking lost it. I hadn't heard that song in a while. So, did I predict my future? I think I just put the pieces of the puzzle together as they were presented to me. Which is exactly what I'm doing now with this. I have so many times collected specimens, documented video, photographed, talked to the doctors, researched online, looked at other people's testimonies. In the end, it's my own conclusion, because I seem to be the only person who fucking cares. I am obsessed with finding out answers. Really do. Today when Piano Someone's podcast was on, I keep shouting out to her for a reason. Look at this. Holy crap. Right there. Where's the damn camera? He's under my nail. He son of a bitch. Fucking shit. I wasn't quick enough, folks. Damn it, that would have been good. But, anyway, sorry. Candace Owens on her podcast, she had this spreadsheet that just, like, you look at it, like, all the speculation of things, and then, like, all the dots that would create that, if they could somehow just be connected. Well, that does a pretty damn good job of doing it, Candace. Kudos to you. Seriously. Because if you looked at that and you didn't think that every fucking thing that people are saying, there's validity to it. And so I'm gonna try my best to emulate her. I think there's a reason I started watching it. I've been a fan person for a long time, but now I love that woman. She's a godsend. She's a true gift to humanity. So, with that, I'm gonna follow her lead. I'm sure she gets into it. She's organized. Honestly, I got far less resources. But yeah, I'm just looking at myself. I'm sorry. Like, who is this fucking guy? I don't know him. I don't know if it's the anything. I haven't done anything. I'm always in this weird state, it seems. It doesn't matter. I don't think I ever finished up on that point. You know what? There's, when you tell the doctor that you're doing drugs, there's a reason that I'm doing it. I'm doing it. When I wasn't, and I was going to rehab and everything is fine, there's just a little patch. Right? And then, so they didn't think, well, let's try this. Let's take our dear, sweet ass time figuring out what that is, because that doesn't look so serious. No, I know that. I know, doctor. That's what I'm telling you. I know it doesn't look serious. Okay, and here it comes. Here's where I'm going to lose you. This is going on in my head. I know it every single damn time. Without fail. Okay? And the thing that I have to do is I have to feel them out and work it, like, to figure out how far to push things in the beginning before I am dismissed and it's just a waste of time. Okay, so remember, doctor, I told you it doesn't look serious. I know, but when I get high, it's like throwing gas on a fire. Okay, it doesn't create them. It only causes your body and whatever heat causes the reaction. Okay, it doesn't. Like meth is a chemical. It obviously was not created in a lab or something like that. I'm trying to word this right because it's kind of in that, but ultra right. But what I mean is, it's right there, you're smoking it, unless it thinks it can now enter your body through smoke somehow, and whatever. What I'm saying is, you cannot get to it without damaging your skin. How else is a doctor going to look into it then? Okay. Do a blood test. Okay, did it. Not there. Why? Because it is on the skin. It's got to travel somehow too, right? So the interconnected networks the little outposts all throughout the body, and it travels. But yeah, it got from here to here somehow still. But it's not going through my bloodstream. It's not contagious. If the other people around me don't have it, it can definitely manipulate the way you look. I think in this video alone, I have looked several different ways. Okay? You were fun. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. When I was out playing with dogs, and the thing I'm right, and I'm walking, and you know those little snaps on fire, 4th of July, we throw them on the ground and they pop. It was like that. It was like that right there. And I said, what the hell was that? I was waiting for something weird else to happen, and I hadn't looked at it yet, but I don't know. Wait. Okay. Almost done. Anyway, I just remember that. Shit, I don't remember where I was at. Okay, so if I'm not doing the drugs, then it's not gonna. You're not gonna see it. You're not gonna see it. And the other stuff just makes you crazy, right? If you don't have the wounds, they're not gonna treat anything. I don't see it. Lights, what are you talking about? And you come in there with perfectly good skin and everything like that, and you come in there saying, yeah, I found this weird fucking hair thing, and the wiggles, and the colors, and okay, so you got somebody's fibers from their sweater they were wearing at the office, like, or on the bus, or whatever the other many thousands of reasons you could have got a puff of hair on your. Yeah, but I was naked and taking a shower, and then when I didn't even dry it off. I was sitting there. I had literally still dripping wet. And there's this perfectly puffed up, intact fiber that if I were to throw it into a bowl of water, it would like shrink up and shrivel up. And so how come when I got out of the shower, it should be soaking wet and but yet it's all puffy and bright, like you just got a fluff from the blow jar. Okay, I mean that's kind of a minor thing. Like I could go on and on and on and on, and so many different areas that I was at, or environments, or things that I was doing. Whatever you want to come up with on a day-to-day normal basis, I've done it, and I've seen it there. But yeah, you can't go to the doctor and like on demand, sore up here, Wingardium Leviosa thing, or like, okay, hey doc, you want to help me out? Okay, give us some drugs, we'll do this right here in the office, and I guarantee you, after a couple of hours of sitting here, I will produce for you. How about that? Oh, okay. Well, since you won't do anything and there's 10 doctors and everything like that, then you know what? When I'm up all night and I can do surgery and I can do experiment with different things, take 2-hour baths, and just all those things that I do. I like smoking weed. I do that. Then I'm parked in front of the sofa, or in front of this. I'm sitting on TV watching the sofa. Anyway, I just eating sugary foods, whatever. Hey, Charlie's got my game here. Charlie! So when I do this, I know I'm going to smoke sometime today, but yeah, so Dana, I haven't yet. Because it's not that I want to be high. I want to take care of my stuff, do all the things I need to do, and that way when I do it, I can focus on this. Because I am the only thing, God and I are no one else to do anything, or they're kind to doing something. They're writing a prescription for some sort of antibiotic. Takes 8 years medical for that. Whatever it is. I don't give shit, really don't. Because obviously I learned more in 10-minute Googlers about the topic than they did. So, it is what it is, right? As the saying goes. I hate saying like, they're not bad for certain occasions, but sometimes it is what it is. Just makes me punch somebody in the fucking face, because it's just like, oh, well, we're killing you slowly and softly, but you can't do anything about it. You might as well just, go consume. Be depressed. Look at your dogs. Make you happy, right? What I love is that the series of The Chosen, and going around and see the people that were genuinely happy because they had a simple life. And all they had, family and going out and just having a feast for the whatever festivals, and maybe people didn't live long, maybe they didn't have a whole lot of purpose or anything like that, but let me see, would I choose that life or this life? I'd rather be a fucking sheep in the manger. I started to tell you that I don't know. Look at how everything's changed. I'm gonna stop right here.